today that I was actually putting off drawing. It's one of my favorite things to do, so it doesn't make any sense that I would put it off, but sometimes I get an idea in my head, something that I really want to turn out a certain way, and I get myself worked up about it before I even begin. I'm guessing this is not something that my creative followers are unfamiliar with. That's a double negative. I'm guessing that if you are also creative, you know this feeling. That's better. I have a few ways of dealing with this when I start to stress, but the main one, the simplest one, is to throw out all the ideas of the finished product and grab the simplest supply, like a pencil, and try to feel like you did when you were a little kid grabbing your crayons and your coloring book. This is not about having to make the best coloring book page. This is just about the activity of drawing.
I wrote one time. When I was 15, I ran away from home thinking I could find myself in the material world. Found only pain. His Holiness Prahalasa teaches that possessions transmit pain. I want something far more valuable than money, far more elusive, for which I'm willing to give up my physical being and become one with the universe.
And don't you think that's just a little bit wacko?
I just noticed today that a Micron 08 says that it has a 0.5 millimeter nib, which I thought it was a 0.8, which would be why it would be called an 08. I want to check it against, let me see here. I got a lot of 08s. Okay, against an 05, this is the 0.45. Huh. So these are actually very, very similar. They're only half a millimeter different. And I think a lot of people use 0.5s. I like a 0.8 because you can get a variation of the line. You can get a really thick line if you do like straight down like this, and then you can also get a thin line if you use it on its side. So that's why I use more 0.08s than 0.05s. But I like both. I feel like this one I should have put a mask on. I just, didn't really mean to have a full page theme, but now I'm thinking maybe she has a see-through mask on and I can still do it. I can still put a mask on her. What now? This was kind of giving me Princess Leia vibes, so now I'm gonna draw Princess Leia. Probably shouldn't add a whole bunch of detail to a hairstyle before you've even got the face in, but whatever. There's no rules, right? She got this cute little curl right here, like her ear. So I never ever draw guns. Actually, I say that, but in this particular sketchbook, I've taken a liking to drawing ray guns. But I don't think that's what this gun is. I actually don't know what this gun is. Don't know exactly what the scene this is from. Not a fan of drawing man-made objects with like straight lines and stuff on them. It's not my favorite. Okay, definitely have my measurements wrong on this, because this thing has a thing that comes out actually right about here, but that's not looking right as far as scale. This comes up over her head actually, so I have that way off. Alright. This fingertip that's showing here is actually about in line with her chin. And then she's got the rest of her hand here. Alright, well, that poor hand is kind of squished off the side of the page. There's this part. I don't know what this is. It's interesting to draw something that you have no clue what it is. It's kind of nice because you apply no judgment to it. And most of the other pictures I can find of this outfit, she's wearing a vest over it. But there is some sort of like patchy thing here on the arm. I don't know if I feel like this is ink worthy yet or at all, or if I really need to bother with ink, because it was like really stiffening up these drawings. And the idea today was basically just to loosen up, to get drawing. At this point here, I am just kind of, I'm not looking at the reference anymore. I'm just kind of designing shapes. Like I like this right here. There's no real good reason why that comes out to a point, but it's interesting. And I did love this, I did love this little curl in the reference image, so I could really exaggerate it here. Wonder if I could find out more about this gun. When I look it up, I get the blaster pistol that she's shown with in a lot of other images. That's not this image. What is this image? Did she steal this from a stormtrooper? But yeah, this was a stormtrooper's gun, and it has other details that I'm finding in other images. I'm still not sure what this part is. Okay, whatever, I played with this one enough. You know what I've never drawn yet is the child. His face actually starts a little higher up on the head, but I'm gonna do it like way lower just to make it even more cute, as if that's possible. We got the ears that pokey out like this. Actually, they kind of go in line with the head here. Boop, boo. Boop, boop, boo. Eye sockets, and then I'm gonna start with circles for the eyes. They're kind of more almond shaped though. And this nose is freaking tiny. Okay, this is just not looking quite right. All right, maybe I tried to exaggerate a little too much. Let's give him a little more lower face. And the folds of the ears show here. And then let me darken this, see if that helps. So these actually come down like a human nose kind of, but it's like so freaking tiny. You mostly see like the curve of the top lip, and then it goes into the cheeks here. And the bottom lip is kind of like sucked in, at least in this image. My goodness, how does this not look anything like him? You know what? Let's try this again. Right over here. Okay. I can do this. There is the child wearing a mask. Oh man, that's so bad. That looks like Dobby. So I got my masks, my Star Wars thing. That's the themes here. Maybe I want to draw her other gun. It's called, what was it called? It's a blaster pistol. There's not a whole lot in the world that I know less about than guns. So it's actually kind of a fun exercise. I would suggest this. Draw something that like you can't even identify the parts of. And then the pokey outy bit and the long skinny necky part and the ribbed part here. There, yeah, And here's the sticky uppy bit with a flippy flap and a uppy flap. So I have no way to judge whether that is an accurate looking blaster or not. I decided that I'm gonna draw the actual, and yeah, this is kind of fun because I can assess what the difference is between Yoda and the baby version. And one is that he has like definitely more human-like eyes. He has irises that differentiate from the whites of his eyes, and then of course a lot of wrinkles around. I put his eyes too far apart, which is a thing that I tend to kind of purposefully do to stylize a lot, but I didn't really purposefully do it here. I just did it as a habit. Very strong brow bone. The nose is up very close to being in line with the eyes. And just like on Baby Yoda, that upper lip is a lot more prevalent. It's almost like this is a big old flap and then this is just tucked back. Gosh, this doesn't look anything like Yoda quite yet. The chin really recedes here. And then the ears are, of course, not as big in relation to the head as Baby Yoda is. I know that's not his real name, and I prefer to call him the child. Okay, there's like these kind of wrinkles on his top lip. Maybe not that prevalent. And we'll turn this down because he's kind of jowly. He got them jowls here. What if Yoda wore a tiny top hat? Not only did he wear it, but he wore it crooked. And to go with it, a bow tie. And what if his hat wore its own hat? Yes, for sure. And what if that hat had a bird on top? That's exactly what I set out to draw today. So when I was drawing these ridges here, then I decided I wanted to draw Thanos, which like doesn't fit on this page at all, but whatever. Why did Thanos Yoda just come up? What does that mean? Look. It's Yoda Thanos. Janos. The internet has everything, you guys. Y'all, that blows. Like, really bad. Like, bad effort. So we just watched Goonies the other day, and I was like trying to figure out how that kid, the older brother in Goonies that's played by Josh Brolin, how that face turned into Thanos. So I'm looking at pictures of Josh Brolin now, trying to kind of imagine the makeup and the CG laying over it, and it's real hard to imagine. Okay, I'm gonna try drawing Thanos again. All right. Okay. I achieved a lot of what I wanted to get done today. Essentially, I just wanted to have some fun drawing in my sketchbook and loosen up and take that stress off of myself of wanting to execute a particular illustration that I had big expectations for. Now I'm loosened up, and if I want to go ahead and do that illustration that I had in mind, I'm in a better place to do it. The number one thing is to find a way to enjoy it, find a way to harness that feeling that you had when you were a kid drawing. I mean, I think that's why any of us adults still do it, is because we find enjoyment in it, but that can get lost. It can really get lost, especially if you do art or creativity as a career. And so I urge you to find ways to find that again, and occasionally have a drawing session that is for no purpose other than just to have a drawing session. I would love it if you would subscribe, and please leave comments, reach out to me in some way. Till next time.